I would bet at some time in the past you've made the statement, I just want to be happy. I mean, who doesn't want to be happy? Have you ever heard someone say, I just want to be miserable the rest of my life? No, every one of us wants to be happy. And I would bet that possibly when you've said, I just want to be happy, whether you said it out loud or what has gone through your mind is, I hope I'm lucky enough. Or you thought, I hope that God sprinkles down some of that pixie dust so that one day I can be happy. Well, I'm here to tell you, luck and pixie dust have nothing to do with it. I'm Cindy Caldwell, the Happiness Queen, and you can find me at elegantinnerguidance.com. And I'm here today to continue and finalize our discussion for the month of July 2013 regarding the subject of faith. We've examined faith from many angles, and last week I even shared with you some motivational quotes, things that I have heard people say that I've come across in reading that inspire me to have more faith, so that when I'm maybe having a difficult time or my faith is wavering a little bit, I can look at those quotes and they can inspire me. And I want to inspire you again today, but I want to conclude by looking at faith maybe a little bit differently to get you on the road to exercising faith in your everyday life. Now, I want to start out by talking about math, of all things. I don't know if when you were a kid, when I was a kid, they had this thing called the new math. And I have to say, I never figured out what the new math was. I always thought it just seemed like whatever we were learning then, and now that I know as an adult what we were learning then, it seems like math was math, or arithmetic was arithmetic. But there was the new math. But today I want to share with you a little bit of the new math, but what I call the perfect equation. And that equation is choice plus faith, which is the subject of our video and for the entire month of July. Choice plus faith equals authentic happiness. And it's really as simple as that. There might be a couple other elements that could work their way into that equation, but unless you choose and then match that choice, your choice with faith, you'll never have authentic happiness, or you'll never be happy. So let's talk about that a little bit. Why should only choice and faith have something to do with your happiness? And let's look at that by looking at a couple of lives that we can all relate to, people that we all know. And often I look at people like Oprah, or recently my husband and I had a chance to visit the Walt Disney Museum in San Francisco. So Disney has been on my mind a little bit because that trip to the museum, I found him really inspirational, and he had a great story to tell. A part of the story regarding Disney that I wasn't aware of. But when I used to, years ago, look at people like Disney or Oprah, and not specifically them maybe, but just people that I deemed successful or people that were doing things in their lives that I wanted to do in some way, I'd often say to myself, I wish I could do that, or I could never do that, or I'm not smart enough to do that, or I wish I was smart enough to do that. You know, whatever my desire was, or whatever I thought I wasn't enough of in order to do that, I was saying those things to myself about people that I thought were successful. And I can guarantee if I continue saying those things to myself, and if you're saying those things to yourself, you're never going to achieve the things in your life that you desire. Because even though I mentioned Oprah and Disney were here on this earth to do a specific thing. Oprah is being her best Oprah, and Disney was his best Disney. And we know how they've changed the world. Oprah continues to change the world. And Disney, who has been gone, I think, almost 50 years, changed the world. And still today, children that are born go to one of the Disney parks and have a joyful experience. They create childhood memories that will last their lifetime. And probably they'll be taking their children to a Disney park somewhere along the way. So Oprah and Disney have left a mark on the world. Now, our mark may not be as obvious as what they do, but we each have a mark to make on this world. But until we choose and make a choice that, yes, we're going to pursue that. So Oprah had to make a choice that she was going to take the steps in her career, as best as she could see them that time, that moved her toward what ultimately was the Oprah show, and now she's made the choice to leave that behind and go on to her own network. And Disney, he had to make the choice when he was doodling cartoons, whatever he intended to do with that at the time, he had to make the choice to, let's pursue this, to develop it into something bigger. He saw something bigger. He had a vision. And I remember hearing him say, because there was a lot of audio at that museum, that he simply wanted to create an amusement park where people could go that was clean. Because back in his day, apparently amusement parks had a reputation. They were kind of grungy and dirty. And he wanted to create a beautiful, clean park where families could go and have fun and enjoy themselves. So both Oprah and Disney had a vision. And it sounds to me like Disney might have had a fairly clear vision of where he was going, though I could pretty much guarantee you, I don't have him to ask, but I could guarantee all parts of that vision weren't crystal clear. Oprah, I'm not sure either, but I have a sense that she kind of had a sense for her path. Now, I will say, not all of us have clear visions. I know I've struggled with that my entire life, of having this clear vision of where do I want to go, what does the end result look like. I haven't been blessed with that gift. My husband, on the other hand, tells me that he could clearly see, even when he was a child, the vision for his life. So what I want to say to you today is, no matter what your vision is, whether it's clear or it's foggy, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is choose. Whatever that fog might look like, or whatever that desire is that you see at the end, but there's a lot of fog in the interim between today and where that end vision might be, you just have to choose to take the steps. And then have the faith along the way when the fog gets heavier and thicker, or when problems come into your path, have the faith that you're going to keep on keeping on. Because I can guarantee you, and I know specifically for Disney, having been at the museum, that he had times in his career where he just wanted to chuck it. His employees at one point all went on strike, and he really just wanted to close down the company that he had been developing and what he was working on at that time. So things weren't always easy for him. He had choices, or excuse me, well, he did have choices, and he also had challenges that he had to deal with. And I can bet you Oprah's had challenges too. We all do. But the point is, in order for them to be authentically happy, in order for me to be authentically happy, and in order for you to be authentically happy, you need to choose. You need to make a choice to move forward in your life. Choose to be happy. Choose to pursue that dream that you're on this earth to pursue and achieve. And choose to have the faith that when you don't know what each step is going to look like, that today you'll just take the step that you know to take today, and you'll worry about tomorrow, or look a week out, or whatever you're able to do. That you just need to take small, consistent steps every day. And I can guarantee you, because I have seen this in my life, even though I haven't always had a clear vision, when I've been willing to take the steps and to keep moving forward, that fog begins to lift. Things do start to become clearer. And that's the gift, by simply having the faith to make the choice and to take the steps. I can't guarantee it's always going to be easy, but I can guarantee you that it's going to be, and is, absolutely necessary for you to achieve authentic happiness in your life. So choose, have the faith, and you're going to be authentically happy. I'm Cindy Caldwell, the Happiness Queen, and please go to my website, elegantinnerguidance.com, and read some of the other blog posts I have there waiting for you. Thanks for stopping by.